Hey y'all, so today I'm going to be talking about Uber stock and a couple of the ways that you can tell if this stock is going to be going up or down today after hours when the earnings come out. And one of the main ways that I tend to know if earnings are going to be successful for a company is to look at other similar companies that have already reported in the past week. And if we look at Lyft here, we can see that Uber and Lyft's graphs for the one day are almost identical. And if we look at the last week when Lyft reported, we can see that they actually hit a little bit above their earnings target. However, it wasn't enough to move the stock that much. They were worth around $26 and they only went to 32. So that's like a $5 move. So unless you bought options, you aren't really making a lot of premium off that. However, a good way to know if Uber is going to go down is basically thinking like, okay, if Lyft is a company that a lot of people don't know as much as Uber, don't use as much as Uber, then what can we expect from Uber earnings? And we can probably expect that Uber earnings are going to hit above the estimated target, but not by a lot. Similarly to how Lyft is, we can see that these earnings expectations are really high. Like look at these last two, they barely hit on the dot. And especially with coronavirus, a lot of people have been staying inside and not going anywhere and not traveling as much as they'd usually be traveling. So how did I play Uber earnings, or how am I going to for today in the afternoon? Now, one of the first things I did was I waited for the market to hit its top. And how do I know when the market's going to hit its top? It's by looking at the SPY. And the SPY is actually an ETF that basically shows you how much the market as a whole is costing at that moment. And as you can see, around 10 o'clock here, they hit the top of the market value at around $289. And since then, they've been on a slow like sell off there, or like they've just been holding their value, but it's not been doing anything special. And then as a result of this, Uber's kind of following the same trend and they've hit all the way up to 31.50. And after that, like I bought my contracts at around $55, I think. Well, here I can check on the other screen, but yeah, so I bought my contracts for around $55 and now they're worth 62, I think. So I'm up $8 in profit on the play already after just a dollar of sell-offs. And what this shows essentially for the company is that a lot of people are very bearish on how good their earnings going to be. And a lot of the times, if a stock has a strong run up a week before their earnings, then if the earnings come out at the exact same price that the people predicted, then obviously the stock is going to sell off because people already expected this move. People already priced in this price move. And so the price, and even though they hit above their earnings, they might not spike up like a lot of people are expecting. So what would I do to play Uber and to make sure that I'm able to earn money whether it wins or loses? Now, I'm very bearish on this stock. So I already bought a put contract for $55, like I said, and I bought it for around the $26 mark because I expect them to sell off around $4 if the earnings aren't as good as expected. However, I can also come here and buy one share of the stock, and I'm actually waiting for the lowest price of the day, which I think will be around $30 on the dot. And why do I expect this price is because looking at the SPY and looking at VWAP and other indicators like this, I don't think the SPY is going to crash below this daily low of 287. And when it was around 287, Uber was worth the same price, $30 exactly. So I feel that it still has around 50 cents more of downside. So I don't want to buy a stock that I know is going to go down at that point. So worst case scenario, I'll buy at the last minute of the day, or I'll simply just buy it. I could buy it right now, honestly, like 50 cents is nothing to lose. But yeah, like I said, guys, this is a really good strategy of how to win during earnings. So you buy one of the stock and you buy the put or the call of what you think. So if you think it's going to go down, then you buy the put option and buy one of the stock. If you think it's going to go up, then short the stock and buy one of the call contracts. That way, the options contract, which is what makes more money in the short run, can really gain a lot of premium, and then you can sell out while at the same time holding the stock, and you're protecting yourself in case the stock pulls back from after that earnings move. A lot of these stocks move for earnings and then will simply pull back and change what happened during the earnings because people expected a different price or new news comes out right after earnings. Additionally, a reason that I'm bearish on Uber is that they actually fired about like 500 employees. I don't know exactly how many, but a lot of employees were fired, and this doesn't really show well for Uber. Additionally, in California, they're fighting a major lawsuit by the way they pay their people. There was actually a change in the way California required you to pay part-time workers, and as a result of this, Uber had to change the way they pay their workers and stuff, but they didn't change it, and as a result, they're getting sued in a major lawsuit. So yeah, I don't think either of these things bodes well for the company or their earnings in the short run. So yeah, I'm very bearish on Uber, and as I said, I bought a put, and now I'm buying the stock just in case it does go up. However, if I had to make a strong recommendation, I'd say that this stock is not going to post a good earnings. Okay, so good luck, y'all, and don't get tricked by Uber here. They're most likely a weak stock. And if we check out Lyft, we can see that they had a similar thing here. They went up, and then at the end of the day, they sold off around $2 after the move. You can see that they were up at 33. Now they're down at around 32, and hopefully 31 in the near future. At that price, I'd probably buy in around $30 for Lyft because I really like the way Lyft. They're kind of an underdog in the market, and if they're able to have a valuation the same as Uber with less amount of company value, then I feel that in the long run, when they spike above Uber, if they even can reach the same market cap as Uber, they'll be worth more, or like they could be potentially worth around $40 to $45. So I'm much more bearish on a company like Lyft. However, don't take this with a grain of salt, as these two companies have a lot of debt and nobody can really say what they're going to do in the short run. So yeah, good luck, and like I said, make sure you protect yourself, and you always have a risk management option like buying the stock or buying a put option for the opposite of what you think is happening. So yeah, good luck, and I hope you guys make money during earnings here.